Hello, my name is Luis Ramirez. I'm a musician and English teacher. I've been teaching English since 2010. It's been a really nice experience to children, to teenagers, and adults as well. Thank you. Okay, bilingual people is people who basically can speak another language apart from their mother language. In our case, here in Colombia, our mother language is Spanish. Okay, when you're teaching English, you must use just English. Yeah, if you're a teacher, you have to be the best actor, etc. to be understood by students, because that's a good teacher. Yeah, you have many tools when you're teaching. You have many tools now. You have technology, you have flashcards, you have also a whiteboard, you have many things, and you can act as well. Yes, you can mime situations, etc. But with some words, difficult words, for me, in my case, you can use Spanish if there's the case. It doesn't matter. But in some specific cases, yeah, don't use it regularly, because the idea is to make the students think English, yeah, not Spanish. And the idea is for them not to translate, think, yeah, set up their brains into English. Okay, there is a myth nowadays about teaching English. Some people think that it's absolutely necessary to be taught by native speakers. I completely disagree. You don't need to sacrifice your own culture in order to speak another language. For instance, in this case, English. It's not necessary to sacrifice your own culture. Of course, it's really good. It helps so much if you go through the other culture. In this case, English. Yes, if you study history, the British or American, Australian, etc., whatever culture, it's really good. It helps so much, but you don't need to sacrifice your own culture. I mean, it's really difficult to erase our culture, our slangs, our language. Definitely not. when you learn English, yeah, as a subject at school, but I've been teaching English since 2010, more or less, since 2010. Uh, in my opinion, everybody nowadays needs English. Everybody. Because when I teach to children or adults, etc., I always tell them that they never know when they have the chance to go abroad, yeah, for a scholarship or, for instance, I don't know, for holidays, um, anything, you know. You never know when you have the chance to travel abroad. To if and it's necessary. For example, when you go to Europe, yeah, many people, for instance, Germany. If you don't know Germany, I don't know Germany either. Um, but when you go to Germany, many people speak English in Germany. In Switzerland, I've been in Switzerland, and the way that I communicate with people was English. And if a person studies in a public school or something, they really don't know about their future. Yeah, if they have the chance to travel or they get a scholarship because of they get really good grades, they never know. So it's necessary for everybody also to read the instructions of a computer, or to translate a book, etc. It's absolutely necessary for everybody.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I've been teaching English for 8 years now. I graduated through the CELTA program a couple years ago, and it's fun. I decided to do it because working with people, it's a lot of fun. Do students need to learn English with exclusively a native speaker? No, I completely disagree. I've seen it countless of times. Um, Several examples where I've seen people going straight from a level one from scratch and then making progress to reach a B1, a B2, or a C1. No, it is really feasible to get to a very high level of English right here in Colombia by the hand of Colombian teachers. That is really possible. I've seen it. It just takes hard work. It is a given, and just a little discipline, doing it every day for a few hours a week, and you'll get there. No doubt about that. Bilingual is not necessarily someone who can speak both languages as a native speaker. No, if you take English as a case in point, you will find that way over 1 billion people all over the world speak English, whether fluently or as a native or just as a second language. They are considered bilingual. It doesn't need to be someone who can speak it perfectly or fluently or with all kinds of idioms and colloquial ways to speak it. No, just as long as they can communicate, get the word across, carry on a conversation to whatever extent they want to carry it. And that's all I would personally consider a bilingual speaker, that coupled with their native language. Some people, when they're young, they get a grasp of English. They start carrying on a conversation. They may be able to start writing it, or even get to a level where they can actually learn a subject. Reading, I don't think it's a prerequisite to consider someone bilingual. I think as long as they can say, get their point across, that would be bilingual. It is a plus that someone can actually learn something in English, but no, I do not consider that's something necessary to consider someone bilingual. It's just as long as you can say something. If you are to become a real professional, you will need English. If students are learning English in a private public school, there is a chance due to the social factors they won't be reaching much of a higher education. So no, they might just find themselves not using their English. I think it's a personal decision, the career path you choose. So, do you need it? Obviously, you need it. Culturally, it is something we all need, but just based on your career path, not necessarily. And there's a high percentage you just won't need it. I think that's just my personal take on the subject.